said away in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I said no way in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I said now who's that girl dressed in red? Wade in the water. Must be the children that Moses led. I said away. And who's that girl dressed in white? Away in the water. Must be children of the Israelites. Away in the water. I said now wait in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. I said Jordan's water is chilly and cold. It chills the body but not the soul. I said wade, children, wade in the water, wade in the water, in the water. I said, now God's gonna trouble. Let me loud now, Bill. I said, wade in the water now. Oh, in the water. Oh, wade in the water now. Said God's gonna trouble the water. I said, now if you get there before I do, tell all my friends that I'm coming to. I head away in the water, way. Way now, way in the water. God's gonna trouble. Let's wait one more time, children. Wait in the water, then wait in the water, children. Wait in the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. Hey,
Yeah! Hey, give him a hand. Give him a hand. There you go. There you go. Well, welcome this morning to the Church of What's Happening Now. Good place to be. My name's Steve. They call me the Blues Preacher. I'm an Anglican priest. I've meant to advise the bishops on the arch, but they don't listen to me, so I'm having a good time on my own anyway, really. If you're here this morning, you might be a person of faith or of no faith or somewhere in the middle, all that's good. For 20 odd years I taught in seminaries at universities and places like that. When our youngest daughter Sarah was about 7 years old, she had a friend home playing after school. We had some people coming over for dinner, so I'm in the kitchen cooking. I was living up in the Yarra Valley at the time, and men up there drove bulldozers and chopped things up and shot things and had utes and all that kind of stuff. So Sarah's little friend, who'd never been at our house before, I don't think she'd ever seen a man in an apron in the kitchen. And she kept looking at me. And I'd look at her and she'd look away and keep playing. Finally, she said to Sarah, my daughter, "What does your dad do?" And Sarah just kept playing and said, "He teaches theology." This kid looked at me, looked at her and said, "What's that?" And Sarah just said, "Nobody knows." True story. True story. But anyway, I've made a living out of it. Barely, but, you know, we don't know a whole lot about this, but we do know a lot about this. And I suspect that whatever you think about that is about this, you know. If you say you love God and you hate your brother or sister, you're a liar. Simple as that. So, today we're going to be thinking about what does it mean to have a friend, and what does it mean to be a friend. And my gorgeous wife, Fiona Boyes, here. We keep the world in balance between the church house and the barrel house. Though I think she's more godly than I am, but there you go. But she's going to sing a song she actually wrote. I was dean of St Paul's Cathedral down in Victoria, and we came to church one morning. I was preaching on this text from the book of Jeremiah: "Stand at the crossroads and look for the good way and walk in it." So she wrote a song instead of listening to me. Thanks, Lee.
This is a song about the crossroads. Yes, I was listening. I don't always go to church, but at this instance, I just think, that sounds like a blues song to me. I stand at the crossroad and look, though the night be dark and cold. As for the good road walking it, and God save his soul, you got to stand. Crossroad, thinking what the preacher said. I know the road gonna take me to better times ahead. I'm standing at the crossroad, looking for a sign. I know the road gonna take me to a better by and by. Crossroad and look, though the night be dark and cold. Ask for the good road, walk in it, and you gotta save your soul. Ask for the good road, if you gotta save your soul. Ask for the good road and walk in it. Endeth the lesson, brothers and sisters.
I just kind of thought it'd been used day and all, and the kind of, I don't know if you're disturbed about the kind of world we're living in at the moment. You know, everything seems to be polarised and people against each other, and it's true in politics, it's true socially, it's true in the rampant nationalism we're seeing, and more people are getting marginalised and pushed to the edges, and fewer voices are heard, and all that kind of stuff, you know. And I just think in this song, you know, stand at the crossroads and have a look, you know. I think it was St. Augustine who said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." How many people just go about they don't think about shit, you know. They just do what they, you know what I mean? There's got to be some kind of reflection, hasn't there? There's just got to be some kind of, who am I, what am I doing for you and with you? And so I thought this morning a good theme would be for us, walk with me and be my friend. The old book says, greater love has no person than this, than they lay down their life for their friends. Fee's going to sing a song she wrote, strangely enough, called Walk With Me and Be My Friend.
So walk with me and be my friend. Walk with me and be my friend. Be my witness, my true believer, baby. I just want you to be my friend. Well, in times of trial, in times of trial, be my friend. My power and my refuge, my burden bearer, baby. I just want you to be my friend. Yeah, when your lamp trimmed and burning, yeah, with your lamp trimmed and burning. Yeah, with your light trimmed and burning, with your light trimmed and burning, as it was in the beginning, let it be in the end, baby. I just want you to be my friend. So walk with me. You walk with me and be my friend. My power and my refuge, my burden bearer, baby. I just want you to be my friend. Yeah, I just want you to be my friend.
One of the great delights of being at this festival for us as artists and performers is meeting new artists and hearing new acts and so forth. I had the pleasure, and I'd have to say the privilege yesterday, of going and listening to Jessie Lloyed and the Mission Song Project. Jessie, come up and join us. Who's been to one of Jessie's shows? Well, the rest of you have made a mistake. You got any more shows coming up, Jessie? 6 o'clock tonight. You've got to be there. You've got to be there. This woman is amazing. I just was enthralled by her yesterday, and I'm just delighted to welcome you to Blues and Blessings this morning. And thank you for having us on country. And I'll leave it to you, darling.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's always pretty exciting for a fresh start. New Year. Doesn't feel like a new year yet. Maybe until we get back to the real world. So, yeah, I mean, thank you very much for having me on this. I wasn't sure what it was. Still not sure, but that's all right. The theme was Be My Friend, and that sort of made me think about some songs. And I think I just want to share, when I was younger, I used to go to church. I don't anymore. But I grew up in the church. And so I was, you know, a lot of my musical influences was singing church songs. And when I started playing guitar, there was a really cool song. There were like these Christian bands that were actually making like modern music. Wasn't just having to listen to hymns all the time. And I remember I had a CD or a cassette tape. I couldn't tell you the name of this act, but when I heard it, it was like a blend of you know that song More Than Words, Southern Sons, that and Tracy Chapman, and it was like this really cool modern church song. But it wasn't only just a church song; it was a song. It's a song about supporting a friend. So that's going to be the first cab off the rank for me today, and I haven't played it in about 20 years. Yeah, but we'll get there. This is called, I don't even know. I think it's called Send Out a Prayer. I'm pretty sure that's what the chorus is. And yeah, one day I might find out who that artist was. Try to say, sorry, that's what happens. It's a new year. Wrong key. Try to say there's nothing wrong. My heart can feel right through your camouflage. Try to tell me you'll be strong. I've been there too. Know this road is hard. When the ache feels stronger than the strength you feel inside, He's there when your weakness and grace will abide. So let me send out a prayer of cry for help to heaven from Him. Got the capo. So let me send out a prayer, speak hope into despair for you. Let me send out a prayer for you. We're here to help each other, weather these storms together in the name of love. And that's what friends are all about, here to help each other out when the push comes to shove. Whoa, I'll pray you through anything you may face. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause I'll plead your case. Just let me send out a prayer of cry for help to heaven from here. Just let me send out a prayer, speak hope into despair for you. Let me send out a prayer for you. Ooh, send out a prayer for you. I remember hearing that song like in high school and going, wow, it's a trendy song I can listen to when I'm at church. But anyway, speaking of church, kind of, directly, indirectly, I'm here at Woodford presenting the Mission Songs Project. And yeah, it's a fun gig. It's a fun gig, it's a serious gig. Oh no, I got one here, I just forgot to strap it on, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's a fun gig and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And so I want to do a song. It's not from the Mission Songs Project collection, because if you want to hear that, you have to come 6 o'clock. I don't know which venue. Sorry, right now, but 6 o'clock around here somewhere. And but I want to do a song that I don't really do in the Mission Songs Project show, because it's a song that's written after the Mission days. So the songs that I do in Mission Songs Project are from the Missions era, which is about from Federation in 1901 It's about 1967 with the referendum for Aboriginal rights. So during this time, you know, there was sort of policies and legislation that governed our people's lives, and one of those things was relocation to the reserves or the missions or the settlements. And so I look for songs that sing about what the day-to-day life was. But this song, it's a mission song, but it's a song after. It's a song, I think it might have been written in the 80s, but it's a reflection song. It's about somebody who grew up on the mission and obviously was feeling a bit cheeky and wanted to write a song reflecting on what it was like. And it's a cool little tune, and it's called Mission Food, and it goes like this. Anyway, it's a little a cappella thing. Hopefully I remember all the words. Weevilly porridge, I'm going insane. Weevilly porridge, gonna wreck my brain. Stir in treacle, make it taste sweet. Put him on the stove and turn him up heat. Milk from powder tin, milk from goat. Weevilly porridge, pour him down throat. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. Never mind the weevils, never mind the taste. Missionary sheep and say, don't you waste. Weevil porridge, make him pretty strong. Put him long and damper, you can't go wrong. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. Bless him, little weevil, and bless him, little bee. Weaving along a treacle, just you say. Catch him, little weevil, and put him in a tea. Only follow, drink him up, missionary. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. Mission food, sent from heaven, must be good. So when I present the Mission Songs project, sometimes when we look at our history, especially with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, it can be quite confronting. And sometimes if my own community reflecting on our history, it's quite a hard subject to reflect on. And in relation to the church or Christianity, and especially with the missionaries, I find it's important to be objective. Because a lot of our community are still very active in the church, and others are not happy with the church and have the perspective that the missionaries gave the Bible and somebody else took their land and exchanged. But that's the complexity of Australia and Australia's history, and that's the stuff we explore in the Mission Songs project. But about being objective, and it's important for me to understand how people have different beliefs, and that's important to society and culture. And so this next song I want to do is something my mum sings, and my mum is a minister. She's a minister in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I think she's going to be like the first Aboriginal woman to be ordained, which I think is a bit progressive. So I'm very proud of her and the work. She'd probably be happier if I did go to church, but sorry, Mum. So this is a song that my family sings, and it's in the Torres Strait Islander language, where my great-grandfather come down from the Torres Straits and settled on Palm Island. My family are the Guyas from Palm Island. And this is a song, always in the family functions, we're going to sing this at the end. And it's a way of kind of a blessing, a closing to finish off the gathering and send everybody on their way. And it's a beautiful hymn in Torres Strait language called Baba Waya. Baba Waya.
Father said, your holy angel to be with us, to be with until daybreak. Baba Wayani, mighty Marie. Baba Wayani, numai kiangela. Namunia kaime inup kubilu, inup kubilu, karusika gainga, inup kubilu, inup kubilu, karusika gainga. Eso. Thank you.
Let's give a big hand again for Jessie Lloyed. Thank you, mate. 6 o'clock at the Luna. Don't miss it. We know who you are. I'm very, very pleased to welcome to the stage our friends and fabulous musicians, the lovely Alison Ferrier, the lovely, lovely Kerri Simpson, and the not so lovely Shorty. Give them a big hand. Opelousas. And the decidedly ugly Fitzy.
Impromptu. Known Hat Fitz for maybe 22 years, and this is the first time we're actually playing together, so I'm super excited. He's one of my favourite guitar players in the whole world, so yes, the mighty Hat Fitz.
One of her favourites. What's your husband going to say about that, Alison?
Well, he's not here right now.
Ah. I've heard about women like you.
This is a gospel show.
I forgot, sorry.
Behave.
An old song written by a woman called Blind Mamie Forehand. Rather interesting name. She only ever recorded 2 songs. This is one of them. We got Mr. Marky Mark Grondin up the back too, ladies and gentlemen, on percussion. Those drum mics working. Honey, you're right. Honey, you're right. Yeah, it tastes just like honey. Taste and see if I know it's good. just like honey in the rock. Gambler, every day when I walk this narrow way, there is no river ever been tried. When I'm walking by myself beside honey in the rock, honey in the rock. Yeah, it tastes just like honey. Taste and see, my Lord is good. Yeah, it tastes just like honey in the rock. Oh, the mother every day. I wanna walk this narrow way. There is no river ever been tried. When I'm walking by myself beside honey in the rock, honey in my heart. Yeah, it tastes just like honey. Yes, it seems my love is good. Tastes just like honey in the rock. Honey in the rock, honey in my heart. It tastes just like honey. Yes, it seems my love is good. It tastes just like honey in the rock. Hey, what about Shorty and Mr. Marky Grundon? Mark Grundon, Nancy Shortland. Honey in the rock, honey in the rock. It tastes just like honey. Yes, it seems my Lord is good. Yeah, it tastes just like honey in the rock. Turn around. Yeah, Oh, hat quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around and have the next one. We're going to get some friends up, Diana Wolfe and Cara Robinson. Going to help us out with this one. You can sing along too, you might know it. Boy, it's hot up here. It's an old song that dates back to slavery days. It was a song around in the 1860s, in the abolitionist kind of times, and then it had a resurgence again in the 1960s with the civil rights movement, and then more recently Mavis Staples did a version of it. I'm born in silence and not in vain. Didn't have no one to go to bed. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. If I can only stand on the rock, if I can only stand on the rock, keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. Only chain that a man can stand is a chain going from hand to hand. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. If I can only stand on the road, only stand on the road, I keep my eyes on the prize, hold on. Hold on. Hey, Fitzy. There's a chain that go from hand to hand. I keep my eyes on the prize. Hold on. Hold on.
Keep your
brother home. Robinson, Diana Wolfe, and John Hatz, Anthony Short, Marky Brunnan, Alison Ferrier.
Kerri Simpson.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the stage, Diana Wolfe. There you go, she just went out to freshen up a little bit. Look at her, whole new wardrobe, everything. There, what a woman. Diana, welcome to Woodford. You didn't know you were going to be here, did you?
No.
There you go. It happens as we age.
What
You just find yourself in
I
places.
tripped and got on
You just-
stage.
That's right, that's right. Give her a big hand, Diana Wolfe.
Malakuta. We've got a house there, and as far as we know, it's still standing. Marky Grundon's parents live there. They're safe. Their house miraculously survived. The Hobbit house survived. Glenn Skulthorpe, I think, is playing at the festival as well, and his wife, I think she wasn't so lucky. So, as we speak, there's still houses burning there. And I put a call on the Woodford Facebook page for people to donate camping equipment at the end of the festival if you feel moved to do so, not just for Malakuta but for the whole southeast coast community. So sorry, the Woodford Facebook page. So if you just go onto either Woodford, just the Woodford Festival page, and there's also Woodford 2019-2020. So just look there, and I don't know if there's going to be a donation point yet. We've got to work out the details of all of that, but we'll get whatever you donate to the Malakuta community. So this is a Pete Seeger song. I was going to sing something else, but it just seemed not right for today. So I'm going to sing this one instead, and I invite you to join in, and you probably all know it. So this goes out to everyone at Malakuta. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. You and me together, we shall not be moved. You and me together, we shall not be moved like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We're all in this together. We shall not be moved. We're all in this together. We shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. I'm just going to tell you one very quick story. Dave and I spent all day yesterday at our campsite just answering texts and sending, messages and trying to convey information as best we could. So where our house is at Malakuta, we're surrounded by, in 3 sides, by bush reserve, basically, and on the 4th side there's an empty block, heavily wooded, where the koalas bring their babies to feed. And the house next to that belongs to Sess and Myoni Wilson. And Sess is 93 years old. He's a boat builder from Williamstown, then moved to Lakes Entrance, and now Malakuta. Myoni's 88, born and raised in Malakuta, lived there all her life. They've got 2 kids in Canberra, and yesterday we were just beside ourselves. They're like the street mum and dad, they just make sure the street works for everyone. We thought for sure their parents would have, their children would have taken them to Canberra, but no, they stayed to defend their house, and they saved it. Not only did they save it, but their son was there with them. Sess got in the car with his son as soon as the fire front had moved through, and they drove round that local area putting out spot fires. And his daughter on Facebook's like, that silly old bugger. Community spirit. Oh,
When I'm gone, don't cry for me. In my Father's arms I'll be. washed away.
All my tears be washed away.
Yeah. Hey, Kerri, you got another song for us? You got another song for us? We've got tons of time. Somebody didn't turn up, so. We haven't introduced Julian on the bass. Thank you, Julian. Give him a hand.
This is what we call in the business totally improvised, ladies and gentlemen. So today, totally, Fiona's, I haven't even told her the name of the song yet, and I can't remember the chords. So if ever there was a spiritual moment to believe, this is it.
We're waiting for divine intervention.
It's in G for the bass players. Moses, Moses, don't let confusion overtake you. I say, Moses, Moses, don't let confusion overtake you. Moses, Moses, don't let confusion overtake you. Yeah, so lonesome graveyard. You got it, Fee. Said, Moses, don't let your daughters come down. I said, mothers, mothers, don't let your daughters come down. Mothers, mothers, don't let your daughters come down. Yeah, some lonesome graveyard. I said, Jonah, Jonah, let my people love us. I said, Jonah, Jonah, let my people over. I said, Jonah, Jonah, let my people over. And some lonesome graveyard. Hey, baby. Boys, let's go. I hear the chariot calling. I say, I hear the chariot call. I hear the chariot calling. Some lonesome graveyard. I said, let my people over. I said, let my people over. Let my people over. Yeah, some graveyard. Moses, Moses, don't let me fail overtake you. I said, Moses, Moses, don't let me fail overtake you. I said, Moses.
Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. Schooling is on. Taking us to church.
A big hand. Fabulous musicians, great friends. I was living down in Victoria during the Jeff Kennett years, and Kennett was one of those front runners of the privatisation of things that should never be privatised. And in his infinite wisdom, Premier Kennett decided that he and his government would privatise mental health care. At the time, I was teaching down in Melbourne, and overnight, literally, thousands of people who had had stable healthcare relationships with their doctors, with all their healthcare people, were just thrown into disorder. Homeless people on the streets, not being able to get their medication, some who were well housed, you had to reapply for everything. You had to reapply for your housing, your medication, you had to go back into a pool to access your medical people and so forth. And it was just a complete crisis. There were there were suicides during that period. There were people who just spiraled off the edge. So I went around and rounded up some people I knew, healthcare professionals, social workers, good people like yourselves, and we started to set up networks to try and catch some of these people who were just falling and falling and falling through the cracks that became chasms. And I shamed a particular denomination into giving the keys to a church building that wasn't being used in the inner city. And we opened that place up 24 hours a day, and we were able to provide shower and food, and GPs and psychs and so forth who volunteered their time to just try and provide some kind of support while all this crazy stuff was going on. And so we had this old church building full 24 hours a day, and people were taking their spare bedrooms and having people home and all good things like that. There was a guy came in there one day, and I'm going to call him Frank. That wasn't his name, but I'm going to call him Frank. Frank had 2 earned PhDs in science and mathematics. He was a professor, but he suffered severely from manic depression. His medications got all mixed up. Within a week or two, he was living on the streets, and he came in one day and he just was dishevelled and dirty and hungry and really, really just in a mess. And so we set about looking after Frank, and because we're in a church, I said, well, we're going to have church on Sunday. So actually, one of the street people said, we're at church, let's have church. I said, okay, we'll do church. I said, but this is the deal. I'll do all the magic bits, and you do everything else. I'll tell you what to do. So we followed the order of the old prayer book. Okay. Now there's a part in the prayer book that is called the prayers of the people. So I said to the people who had come to church, I said, you've got to do all this stuff, all right? And there's a list. You give thanks for this, you give thanks for that, and so on and so on. And part of it is you give thanks for your leaders. Now this, block your ears if you need to, or open them wider if you can. One of these street people got up one day to pray in church and written out their prayers and said, Lord, thanks for Jeff Kennett. Thanks a fucking lot. It was an honest prayer. But Frank got really involved in everything. He stabilised, and then he became just an integral part of supporting and helping and so forth. And just probably a couple of months into this, he came to talk to me, and he said, Steve, he said, you know what I really like about this church? And I said, no, what is it, man? And he said, you've never tried to fix me. And I was driving home and I was thinking about that. I thought, well, you know, there's nothing we wanted more than for Frank to be stable. But what he really meant was, we didn't come and say, you've got no faith and you need more, or you've got some evil crap going on, or it was just loved. He was loved, and as practically as possible, his needs were met. And I'm driving down the freeway back to home, and I'm thinking about what Frank said. You never tried to fix me. And I don't know what you think about prayer. You know, I've been at it for a while, but I'm not sure that I know much about it myself. But so I'm praying in the car, and I'm, Lord, I really want Frank to be well, you know. And I kind of, you ever have those moments, I don't know whether you say you hear voices or whatever, but something inside me said, I didn't send Frank to you so that you could be fixing Frank. I sent Frank to you so you could be fixed. And it was just like a light went on. Because you know what? So many of our relationships are conditional on us trying to make people the way we think they ought to be. And every time we do that, we miss who they are. And if you've been on the receiving end of that, you know that's not a good thing. You know, rather than trying to change somebody else, maybe we ought to be reflecting more about this nature of friendship, you know. I'm your friend when I love you unconditionally, and when I support you, and when I listen to you, and I give you validity as a fellow human being. So that's kind of my New Year's message to you, you know. Let's befriend people and not just have these kind of transactional relationships that our culture tells us are friendship. They're not. Greater love has no person than this, than they lay down their life for their friend. Thus endeth the lesson. God bless you. Let's welcome Fiona back to the stage and all the band, and we're going to give you a great song called The Train to Hopesville, recorded by Fiona in Austin, Texas, at Wire Studios. I don't even know how many years ago we did this, with the lovely Marsha Ball playing piano and a bunch of great musicians. And I'm going to invite you to get on your feet. Come on, if you feel like it, there's dancing room down here. This is a dancing church.
There's a very, there'll be a section here where you can sing along, and it's very, very complicated. It's going, everything is going to be all right. And then it goes, everything is going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. This is what we hope is going to happen. To give you a little bit of brothers and sisters, everything going to be all right. Everything going to be all right. I said, brothers and sisters, everything going to be all right. You know a brand new day always follows the darkest night. Let's go back, train up. Hey, baby, got your troubles, I got mine. Everything gonna be alright. I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. You know a brand new day always follows the darkest night. Well, I know you got your troubles, Lord, I got mine. Everything gonna be alright. Well, I know you got your troubles, Lord, I got mine. Everything gonna be alright. But can't you hear the whistle and it's blowing on down the line? Everything gonna be alright. I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Get on that train. You know a brand new day always follows the darkest night. There ain't no conductor and there ain't no I said there ain't no conductor, ain't no me, no engineer. Well, there ain't no conductor, and you know what? You don't need a ticket here. Hey, you don't need a ticket, just get on board. Hey, I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. You know, a brand new day always follows the darkest night. Once I had stones in my pathway, and I was crossed for sure. Yeah, I had stones in my pathway, Lord, I was crossed for sure. But then I washed the drinks off me, and I ain't got the blues no more. I'm singing, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. You know, a brand new day follows the darkest night. Well, there ain't no fireman and there ain't no me, no engineer. Not on my train, not on your train. Ain't no fireman and there ain't no me, no engineer. Ain't no conductor, you don't need no ticket here. Just get on board. I said, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Yeah, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. You know, a brand new day always follows the darkest night. One more for dance now. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. I said, no, brothers and sisters, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. You know, a brand new day always follows the darkest night. You know, a brand new day always follows the darkest night. Hell yeah. You know, a brand new day always follows the darkest night. It's been tough. It's a new year and everything's gonna be all right. Sometimes you just gotta step away from it. You gotta walk away from that bad stuff. My bags are packed now, Lord, and I gotta go. My bags are packed now, Lord, and I gotta go. can't have that dawn. 'Cause I can't see you no more, baby. I can't see you no more. I can't see you no more. The sense of your dear to me. 2019, I can't think now. My back's back now. Oh, and I gotta go. Oh, and I gotta go. I can't see you no more. I can't see you no more. I'm walking.
Again, Fiona Boyes. Now, I'm going to get my acolyte up here on the stage. You there, Brother Fitzy?
Brother Fitzy, Brother Fitzy!
Brother Fitzy, get your head!
Oh my God, Fitzy's on church! Oh dear. Oh, help us all.
Hey, this is Cara.
Now, it would be an awful crying shame if we didn't welcome the rest of the brigade up on stage with us. So can we have everybody up for a bit of crack here? And I don't mean the black and hairy one. Oh, Miss Wolfe. So folks, I have a letter to read out to you that was given by the postie, and that was yesterday. And Fitzy said to me, the song we're going to do for you now, he said to me, we're not doing that song, you know.
I did not.
He did. He said, we're not doing it. But then I got this letter, and it was to Dear Cara and Hatz. You've got so many hits, there's so much to choose. Thank you for that. You just, they love the blues breakfast. Anyway, a yaddy, lovely letter. I have to get off my chest, because it makes me quite sour. On Sunday you did not play Power. And I've been waiting all Woodford long, so please play this song. I am not giving you my name. An enthusiastic fan, so there's no name. So if you're here, anybody wrote that letter, please put your hand up now. And if you're not here, we're not doing this. But for you beautiful folks, was it you? Was it? Bless you. Right, so for this one's for you, my love. So this is, everybody, if you want to get up and boogie and dance and shake yourself, please.
So if you can hold back, folks, we're going to just take it down until we're ready to come in there, folks. I'm talking to all of you artists on the stage. Just going to hold it back, hold it back, hold it back. Because the train ain't left yet. you sing with us? Let me hear ya. Will you sing power? Power. 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 You got that power, yeah, you got that power. You got that power. Oh, you feel the power. You got that power. Come on, you feel that power. Come on, you feel that power. Come on, come on, come on. You got power. Go visit. You all feel? How you feeling? Are you feeling good? Do you feel the love? Woodford, do you feel the love? All right. All right, excuse me, I would like to bring Mr. Hatz on board for this one. All right, just go with the flow. A little washboard solo from Mr. Short. Come on, show the love. The way we breathe, the way we love, the way we move, the way we heart, the way we move, the way we love, the way. You got that power, you got that power in the way we move, in the way we look, in the way we see, in the way we talk, in the way we walk, in the way we do, in the way we move, in the way we love, in the way we love, in the way we love, in the way we move, breathe, talk, walk. Break it down. The way we dance, in the way we love, in the way we talk, in the way we walk, in the way we breathe, in the way we see, in the way we feel, in the way we feel, sea.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're out of time. We had one more song for you, but we're done for time. But just let's just have a little moment of quiet, and I want to bless you. May the Spirit of life bless you and keep you and cause her face to shine upon you and give you peace. Amen. Thanks for being here.
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg up here. Well, when I saw Blues and Blessings, I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect this. Woo! Okay, everybody, let's give a massive, massive appreciation to Steve and the crew.